A Florida State OC, Gus Malzahn, has retired. As Bammers, we all lost sleep over the things he was able to do against our beloved Crimson Tide. Love him or hate him, you have to respect his achievements in his career, reflect on his achievements, and what does this mean for Florida State in 2026? And Brant, your time starts now.
So I think it's funny that you say, you like in the question says you have to respect him because I don't. I don't respect Gus Malzahn. I maybe would have until after they, walked up to the line and drew us all sides to beat us in an Iron Bowl. When I saw him and Bo Nix laughing with each other on the sideline, I lost all respect right there. That made me mad. But when it comes to a football coaching standpoint, I feel like Gus Malzahn has been that guy. And I mean, I understand that his time at UCF was not what everybody pictured either. But he leaves UCF, he goes to Florida State to be an offensive coordinator, and he does the unthinkable again and beats Alabama again. And nobody even talked about him all preseason. Nobody talked about Gus Malzahn being the offensive coordinator at Florida State. Everybody looked at Tommy Castellanos, or however you say his name, because he was talking all the shit. And Gus Malzahn took all that shit talk, made a game plan based around that guy, knowing that we couldn't stop running quarterbacks at his tenure at Auburn. So I think he realized what he had. I realized the recipe he had to cook with, and he cooked. So, I mean, as far as Gus Malzahn being I think he's a lot better coordinator than a head coach. I'll say that. He wasn't awful. He was not the worst Auburn's had, by far. But I definitely think he's more of a one-dimensional offensive guy than he is for, offense and defense. His accomplishments, however, though, in the ACC were pretty short-lived. I mean, he was there for, a year? I think it really hurts Florida State going into next year because they don't have that criminal mastermind behind the scenes. And as people want to talk about Florida State last year kind of falling off, look, guys, more stuff goes into a team falling off that bad than a coordinator or a player. I mean, that's a team problem at that point. There's plenty of teams who started out hot. I mean, hell, look at Penn State. Penn State did not lose any talent last year when James Franklin left, and they got worse. I mean, they literally became one of the worst teams in football. It's one coach didn't make that. The whole team fell apart. The whole team didn't want to play with each other. They didn't care anymore. They didn't practice like it. They fell off. That's just what happens. But going into 2026 for Florida State, they got...
Your time starts now.
When he was the OC at Auburn, he won a national championship. Then in his first year as a head coach, they went back to the Natty and lost one. A lot of respect for him. He had to rebuild Gene Chiswick's mess. But the longer he got at Auburn, the worse his offense got. It became more of a jumbled up mess. He was at his best when he had his running quarterbacks, his mobile quarterbacks. The entire offense was designed around mobile quarterbacks. And then you go get Jared Stidham, who is the opposite of a mobile quarterback. And then they never developed their passing game. They run a lot of high-low combinations, which are, from a coordinator perspective, are a lot easier to defend. And his time, just like in a lot of places, when you go to coach, it's going to end up you're going to get fired. I mean, very few people get to leave on their own terms. Let's put it that way. And the relationship soured. He started routinely losing to LSU and Georgia and Alabama, and then like I said, the offense became a jumbled mess, and then he never developed the offense past a mobile quarterback. So then you fast forward to his time here at Central Florida, which was very underwhelming. Then he goes to Florida State. It could not be a worse time for Florida State. Not only are they hemorrhaging millions of dollars every year, but then they go and recruit players specifically for this system. The portal closes. They're ready to start. I mean, spring ball is in less than 50 days, and he walks right out the door. So in order for Florida State to be successful here, they're going to have to promote from within, I think. But I thought that was a horrible move on his part to go recruit all those players to run the system, and then he leaves. And then so you've either got to go get somebody to come in and run a whole new system with his type players,